Hey, Christian, I got a question. Name of the Rose. When you look back at that, like,
Yeah.
how confident were you back then? And what when you see Sean Connery now?
I was about this confident. I was really like, you know, a little tiny guy up there doing this stuff, and doing this intense love scene, and working with incredible people like Sean Connery. It was an overwhelming experience, riddled with fear, riddled. Yeah, it was incredible. But I had a great time. I mean, Sean Connery is he's a great star. He's an incredibly powerful force, and has made such incredible choices. I'm really impressed by him.
And I got one quasi-personal question. I know it's been an eventful year for you.
Certainly.
If a young actor came up to you who was, say, was like 16 years old, 17, career starting, making a lot of money, a lot of publicity, what kind of advice would you give him, things to look out for?
Well, I would say, don't fall into the trappings of suffering for your art. It's not a good way to go. I would recommend enjoying it. I mean, don't listen to like some acting teacher that tells you the only way you can really get it is if you suffer for it. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think, we all have to remember that, we're on this planet, number one, to enjoy ourselves. I mean, I think that's the main goal, We're here for fun, not for perfection. So we're going to make little mistakes along the way and hit little bumps on the road, and that's okay as long as we learn from them.
Well, turning to this movie, I was wondering, what was your relationship like with the guys who ran the rain machines?
My relationship with the guys who ran the rain machines, I greased them a little, I slipped them a little cash every now and then, just, but it never worked. They always took my money and ran. They would always listen to McHale. They just, no matter what I tried to do, and then McHale would remind me that the film was called Hard Rain, and I'd have to, go off and get in the water, once again.
You looked very comfortable on the Wave Runners.
Yeah.
How much experience had you had with that before?
Well, we did a little bit of a training session before we started shooting, so I started to see how you could, maneuver them and do the 360 moves, and if you just really crank it down as hard as you can, and you could spin it out. And the trick is, making those moves, staying on it, because those things love to throw you. It's like riding a bucking bronco or something. Especially when you hit the waves and you're crashing and up and down. But I had a great time doing that. I mean, especially the scene in the school, it was like a dream come true.
Well, I know this must have been not an easy film to shoot. Like, what roadblocks or what headaches did you not anticipate that came up with this?
Let's see. I guess the amount of emotional barriers that you had to break through in order to get into it. I mean, it was hard to, like, some days, really churn up that kind of energy and get yourself motivated to get back in that water. Some days, I think we all kind of picked up the slack for each other. It's like if somebody was feeling down, one day, I'd pick up the slack for them. If I was feeling down one day, Morgan would, lift me up. Same thing with Minnie. I mean, we all kind of like fed off each other and tried to remind ourselves that, this was going to be a very exciting movie, and let's just keep our heads up out of the water.